Hello, everyone, and thanks so much for joining me tonight. My name is Allie Dreyer. I am a member here in the Wellness Revolution community. I'm also a wife and a mom to 3 kids, and I'm a teacher. I'm a teacher of 21 years. I am an elementary special ed teacher. I specialize in autism. So, why am I here tonight? Well, being a teacher, that passion for me really extends outside of the classroom. And for the last 5, maybe 6 years, I have been teaching others to be mindful of their health and, helping them identify root cause issues. I've done that with a page here on Facebook. So I'm here tonight to break down some information that I feel is extremely important. And I think that everyone should hear this topic of activation. So my story really began when my oldest son, who's now 17, he was 3 years old. We realized then that he was ultra affected by food, mainly artificial ingredients in food. So the artificial dye, the flavor, the artificial sugars, all of it really affected him. It affected his behavior. I mean, one Skittle would cause a major meltdown. So once we realized that and we cleaned up his diet, that helped a lot, but we were still dealing with, some anxiety, still some behavior, a very low tolerance for frustration, and just some general irritability. Yeah, he went on to second grade, he was identified as being mildly on the autism spectrum. And so all these years I've been searching for natural ways to help him, just to relieve some of the anxiety, to help him feel better, basically, to make it simple. So about 2.5 years ago, I came across a presentation similar to the one you're going to see tonight, and I believe it was called Activation, Not Supplementation. And I knew what supplementation was, but I did not know what activation was. And I thought to myself, I don't know what this is, but I am sure going to find out. So I, I attended, I watched the 30 minutes of information. I thought it was quite mind blowing, but then there was another part of my brain that was a little skeptical. So I went on to really do my research and, to do my due diligence, because I think that's important. And two things stuck out to me after I watched that presentation and did my own research. And the first one was the research behind activation and the peer-reviewed studies, because I'd never come across a natural product like this that actually had science behind it. And we'll go over some of that tonight. And then the other thing that stood out to me was really common sense. It just makes sense. So I hope that in the course of the next, I'm going to try to keep this to about 25 minutes. I'm hoping that you'll have the same result. It will make sense, and that research will really stick out to you like it did to me. So let me go ahead and share my screen, and we will get started. Activate wellness. What is activation and how can it help? Well, why do we feel so bad? You guys, we are a sick society. Do me a favor right now. Think of your circle. Think of your close friends, your coworkers, your family, your extended family, and think of all their kids. How often do you hear asthma, anxiety, autoimmune, autism, ADHD, allergies, migraines, diabetes, arthritis, cardiovascular disease? The list, literally, I could go on for the next 20 minutes. Okay, the list is so big. Why is that? Why do we feel so bad? Well, literally, we are being hijacked on a daily basis. From where? Everywhere. Our food, our water, the air we breathe, household cleaners, bath and beauty products. Stress plays a huge role in our health. We are completely overworked. Our relationships are not what they once were. We don't sleep as well as we once did. And then there's this addition of all this technology and the EMFs, the Wi-Fi, the blue light, and just the fact that we're always available. I think that really takes a toll on our health too with that technology. It's like we're always on, for lack of a better word. So we're basically handed so much more today than our bodies were handed decades ago. This is an interesting fact to me. 85 statistic, I guess I would say, 85,000 chemicals have been introduced since the Industrial Revolution. Well, our bodies are certainly amazing, but we really were not created to handle this amount of environmental stress. Toxins by the numbers, I'll let you read most of this. The one that sticks out to me is right here. 287 toxins in umbilical cord blood. Now, maybe that sticks out to me because I recently had a baby, or maybe that sticks out to me because I am in the schools and I see firsthand how the needs are increasing every single year. The number of kids coming through our doors with autism, ADHD, learning disabilities, behavior problems, asthma, anxiety, the numbers keep growing. And when I see this 287 toxins, that hijacking really obviously starts in utero, which is scary. It's scary to me. So what is happening inside of our bodies? Let me move the screen a little bit. So what is happening inside our bodies? Well, if you are a mammal and you breathe oxygen, you have oxidative stress. Why do we care? Oxidative stress is the root cause of hundreds of diseases, if not more. That's not something that I just, pulled out of the sky. That's not something that I made up. That is a fact. Oxidative stress is the root cause of hundreds of diseases. It is basically the rusting of our bodies from the inside out. So some of you may be hearing this term oxidative stress for the first time. I won't lie, it really was a new term to me 2.5 years ago when I was learning about activation. So let me connect some dots. Most people are familiar with free radicals. So when free radicals overwhelm your body's ability to regulate them, the result is oxidative stress. Just like this apple starts to brown when it's exposed to oxygen, the same thing is happening inside our bodies to our cells when they're overwhelmed with free radicals and attacked with oxidative stress. So it makes perfect sense that we would want to slow this down. Again, that common sense. What is the result of uncontrolled oxidative stress? In short, aging and disease. Remember all the conditions that I mentioned just a few moments ago: asthma, allergies, autism, depression, anxiety, cardiovascular disease, etc. I don't know if you can read this slide, especially if you're on a phone, but they're all listed here. The result of uncontrolled oxidative stress is aging and disease. What do all these conditions have in common? Well, their root cause is oxidative stress. Now, you might be thinking, well, my doctor never told me about oxidative stress. Well, there's a simple response to that. MDs are trained to identify disease and they're trained to treat the symptoms. Their training doesn't include identifying root cause. So if you're wondering why this was not information presented by your doctor, that is because that's the reason. Now, what I want to do is show you a video here before we get into how we reduce oxidative stress. This is from 2005. Now, you can probably guess by now that this concept of activation has something to do with reducing oxidative stress. And you are absolutely right. When a media outlet, in this case, it was ABC News, hears about a product that's going to reduce oxidative stress, they send an investigative reporter in to debunk that. And that's exactly what happened here. They sent John Quinones, I think his name is, in 2005 to try out the product so they could show their viewers that it doesn't work. And let's find out what happened.
Following is an ABC primetime investigative report that aired in 2005.
You want to get an edge on turning back the clock with just a few pills? Who doesn't? Well, it's no longer science fiction, but science possibility, a potential breakthrough. As I found out firsthand, there may be a way to erase years, at least inside my body. Granted, it's down the road, but some scientists are wondering if a new pill I took might offer a very long life.
It may not look like the fountain of youth, but inside this nondescript building, I'm about to become part of an exciting experiment, a kind of guinea pig.
Okay.
I'm here at the University of Colorado in Denver.
This is exciting stuff you're finding.
It is. We're very excited about it.
His latest research could very well unravel the mystery of aging itself. And his decades of experiments may have the potential of adding years to people's lives and possibly prevent chronic diseases like cancer, diabetes, and heart disease. It all centers around this small yellow pill, and for me, it begins with a blood test. Oxidative stress, like the rusting of an engine, is not a good thing.
Bad for the body,
Leading to disease.
and leading to malfunction, and importantly, leading to what we call aging. It is a slow progression of increasing oxidative stress. That's the main characteristic biochemically of the aging process.
It's called Protandim, and tests on both mice and humans have already shown that it revs up the manufacture of those good enzymes in our bodies. More enzymes, fewer free radicals to harm it.
Right now, all we know is that this preparation decreases oxidative stress. Oxidative stress is not a disease, just like aging is not in itself a disease, but it's something that accompanies and is attached to many disease processes.
Have you discovered the fountain of youth?
I wouldn't put it that way, but we may have discovered something that will tell us a lot more about how we age, what happens biochemically, and maybe how we can slow it down.
Normally, oxidative stress, measured by those T-bars, increases with age. Taking just one pill of Protandim a day reversed that trend for everyone at every age, even for an 80-year-old. But what about my progress? After nearly 2 weeks now, it's time to get my results. The result? My level of oxidative stress has declined dramatically.
45%, that's excellent.
Just look at where I fall on the graph, before and after.
Which, if extrapolated back, is the level you would see in a newborn baby.
Have we turned back the clock? Well, maybe not on the outside, but deep inside within my cells. Yes, indeed.
High oxidative stress is associated with more than aging. It's been linked to hundreds of illnesses.
It's at the very center of many diseases: liver disease, diabetes, emphysema, asthma. I've studied all of these: strokes, heart attacks,
Even mental disease.
yes,
Depression?
Alzheimer's disease, depression. But we do know that oxidative stress is part of those disease processes. I don't want to wait until I'm 80 years old and find out that I should have taken it.
When that news report aired on primetime in 2005, many major medical universities began studying Protandim Nrf2. They went on to publish their peer-reviewed research, and the understanding that this product activated our genes, optimizing our own genetic potential, was revealed.
Okay. So, I mean, quite interesting. Oops, sorry, wrong place. Okay, quite interesting. I mean, every time I see that, it still amazes me, really. And if that doesn't excite you and make you want to learn more about this, then I don't know what will. So let's continue. So we're going to dive more into this NRF2 activation. Oxidative stress is a part of aging, no matter what you do, but the environmental factors are contributing even more. So until LifeVantage, there was no solution to effectively lower this oxidative stress. Until 2003, this Protandim NRF2 synergizer was created. Now, you've probably heard of antioxidant supplements before, so you might be thinking like, okay, I've heard this all before. Why is this one any different? Why is this one special? Well, because it is not an antioxidant supplement. It is not a supplement at all. It is an activator. What does that mean? Okay, we know our goal is to reduce oxidative stress. Our bodies actually have the ability to do that because we create our own antioxidants. Here they are right here, our 3 master antioxidants, superoxide dismutase, catalase, and glutathione. The problem is our bodies create less of those as we age. So what happens with this NRF2 synergizer, which is, I should mention, because ingredients are important, turmeric, milk thistle, green tea, bacopa, and ashwagandha, what those work together in synergy to basically activate this pathway called the NRF2 pathway in your body and tell it to start creating more of these antioxidants, these primary antioxidants in our body. And look, these numbers are huge. SOD by 30%, catalase by 54%, and then glutathione by 300%. You're basically, the term activator is just, or activation is just, it's different than supplementation because you're telling your body to do what it was designed to do, only better. And when your body starts to do this, what is the result? When your body is creating these antioxidants, what is the result? Well, the result is a reduction in oxidative stress. All right, now I'm not going to leave this slide until I mention this little ditty right here. I've already made mention that the science behind NRF2 just really excites me. Look at this. It's the only dietary supplement proven to extend life in male mice. Now, I don't know if you caught in that video, they reference the studies going on mice. So this is from the National Institute of Aging. It was a 10-year study, and they set out to find a supplement that would extend life. NRF2 was the only thing they found, Protandim NRF2 was the only thing they found to extend life in male mice. Now I'm quoting, only nutritional supplement tested that's been proven to increase the median survival in mice, thus delaying the aging process. I mean, it's unbelievable. So I'm going back to common sense. Is this a product I want my loved ones on? Absolutely. All right, just to illustrate that a little bit further, we've been told for years, take your antioxidants. That makes sense. Antioxidant to reduce oxidative stress makes complete sense. Here's the only problem. So on the left here this is basically covering dietary sources of antioxidants, and they work on a 1-to-1 ratio, which means you can think of it as, 1 blueberry neutralizes 1 free radical. And you may think, hey, I mean, that's good. I'm taking care of free radicals. Allie already said we don't want those free radicals overwhelming our body. That's great. Here's the problem. Our bodies are producing trillions of free radicals each day. And that's what our bodies are producing on their own. That's not even taking into account the additional free radicals that we're introducing, but with environmental factors. Okay, so if you're going to take this dietary, if you're going to try to reduce oxidative stress through dietary means, here's what you're looking at. To achieve a measurable decrease in oxidative stress, 400 oranges daily, or 500 cups of broccoli, 110 cups of blueberries, or 120 vitamin C tablets. I mean, come on. Over here, on the other hand, on the right here, this is what NRF2 does. NRF2 has the ability to neutralize 1 million free radicals per second, 24 hours a day in every cell of your body. What is then the result to oxidative stress? Well, it was covered in that video, and this is a similar graph right here. The red is basically oxidative stress without protandum. Here it is in red. Around the age of 20, it begins to steadily increase. This is what's happening if you do nothing. If you do nothing from here on out, here's where you're at. After protandum, here is the blue line. It remains steady to match that of a newborn, just like in the video, okay? That of a newborn. That's what I want for myself and my family. And that's why I just kind of, I didn't really finish my story earlier. I think I was a little nervous and kind of jumped right in, but activation has been great for all of us. And in fact, my entire family is activated. I have parents who are 77 and 78. They're activated. I have nieces, nephews activated, my sister, my brother, all the way down to, I have a 16-month-old, and he's activated because I'm nursing. And frankly, I was activated my entire pregnancy too. And I wouldn't have it any other way. So over the years, more media outlets, took notice of this product. Here are a few of them here. I'll let you read that. And then here are the 7 US patents on NRF2. Now I'm going to pull up on my phone because as I was preparing to do this, I thought, what does that really mean? Everyone kind of throws that out there. Oh, our product is patented, but what does that mean? Well, listen to some of the patents. Methods for enhancing antioxidant enzyme activity and reducing C-reactive protein levels. This one is good. This is the one that's important. Well, they're all important, but this one stood out is what I'm trying to say. Compositions for alleviating inflammation and oxidative stress in a mammal. Preparation of compositions to alleviate inflammation and oxidative stress in a mammal. Now, and then there's a few more all covering inflammation and oxidative stress. Why am I pointing this out? Because you can't obtain a patent if your product doesn't do what it says it's going to do. We have patents for reducing oxidative stress and alleviating inflammation. And I think that's really important. Maybe I'm alone, but I think it's important. Okay, the peer-reviewed research. If you do a search on PubMed.gov, oxidative stress is all over the place, up to 277,000 peer reviews on oxidative stress. But this is what's really got me. It was 31 peer-reviewed studies on protandum itself. These are some of the institutions that have studied protandum. These are heavy hitters, but I want to say this list is not actually complete. It leaves out a lot of the universities that have studied the product: Ohio State, Harvard, Texas Tech, Colorado State, LSU, just to name a few. The American Heart Association has studied this product. And then of course, the National Institute of Aging isn't listed here too. And we already went over that study. So this is from Washington State University, and this is just a general statement on NRF2, but I think it's important. NRF2 may well become the most extraordinary therapeutic and most extraordinary preventive breakthrough in the history of medicine. Wow. I love this study. It's the Multiple Sclerosis Journal. And what's crazy about this is it's a pharmaceutical company did the work. a pharmaceutical company called Biogen, they came up with their own NRF2 activator. And in their study, they paired it against Protandim and then I think one other. And I'm going to read right from their literature. Interestingly, Protandim, a dietary supplement consisting of herbal ingredients, was the most potent inducer and therefore may be most suited as a therapeutic strategy. That's out of the mouths of a pharmaceutical company. So, I hope that you're understanding my excitement about this medical breakthrough and why I'm excited to have, that I found it and that my family is all activated. This one I like too. It's from another medical journal. It's from Molecular Aspects of Medicine. And I realize it's very hard to read. So I'm going to break it down for you. It's basically this study, they took 3 conditions, colon cancer, heart disease, and Alzheimer's. And right here in yellow, what they did was they isolated the gene markers from those 3 illnesses. And if you look at the red arrows that are pointing up, what those mean is that those genes were tuned toward disease, okay? Right here, after Protandim, almost all of these gene markers are now pointing down, which is going away from disease, okay? And I meant to mention before I started this is, you hear a lot about genetics and health, and sure, genetics play a part in our health, but what you don't hear about, and that's what this study covered, is that you can basically turn on and off your genes with food and nutrition. It's a science called nutrigenomics, and that's what we're doing here. That's what we're doing with Protandim Nerve2, our Nerve2 synergizer, is nutrigenomics and treating our health naturally. And in this case, look at this. All these gene markers toward disease are now pointing down. Okay, so all these studies that you saw, they were on our one product. And because I wanted to kind of really dive into Nerve2, and I don't want to keep you here all night, I'm not gonna go, dive deep into our other products, but those were all on Nerve2, I'm sorry, our flagship product, but LifeVantage hasn't stopped there. Okay. They have discovered a way to activate the Nerve1 pathway. And the Nerve1 pathway is responsible for mitochondria, which are the energy centers of our cells. I mean, we're talking very, very important. What did I hear the other day? You can go days without you can go a week without food. You can go a few days without water. You can go literally seconds without mitochondria. So they have found a way to activate that Nerve1 pathway to strengthen and create more mitochondria. Our latest activator is called NAD. And NAD increases sirtuin activity by 100% in 24 hours. If you have never heard of sirtuins, I had never heard of them. They are basically a class of protein that they work as like Roombas for our cells. So they clean up the waste left behind from our cells. And the only other way to increase sirtuin activity, at least to this degree, is to fast, go without food. And I like food way too much, so I can't do that. I take this trio currently, so does my son. And the thing is all those studies, they were just on NRF2. They didn't even take into account how these 3 products work in synergy And when taken together, their effects are actually amplified. So if you want more information on NRF1 or NAD, just drop that in the just drop a comment, NAD or NRF1, and we'll get you that information. These are very important as well, but I also just want to be respectful of your time. I don't want to keep everyone here forever. I do want to cover Axio. It's one of our favorites here in my house. LifeVantage took the Nerf2 technology and created a nootropic. If you don't know what a nootropic is, basically think brain food. Okay. Some people call it an energy drink. I hate doing that because I conjure up images of unhealthy energy drinks, and this is far, far, far from unhealthy. It's low calorie, low carb, and of course it's free of any artificials, or, my family wouldn't be drinking it. But I mention it because of the benefits to mood, energy, and focus. It has B vitamins and a clean source of caffeine for energy, but the magnesium and L-theanine are anti-excitatory. So there is a balance, and you can have this nice sustained energy without, like the jitters, the caffeine jitters. And then the last ingredient I want to point out is this DMAE. DMAE is a natural compound known for improving cognitive function. It's often given to Parkinson and Alzheimer's patients. It's also given to people or kiddos on the autism spectrum or with ADHD. So a lot, people love our Axio. I know I have a couple friends with, kids with ADHD, and they don't let their child out of the house and go to school without having their Axio. Oh, we had a delay there. So that is all I have for you today. Here is just, LifeVantage, we have a ton of products. It would just take me too long to cover every single thing. I love our skincare line. I use it every single day. I'll never go without it. In June, a new CBD enhanced Nerf2 body care line launched. I love that too. The body lotion and the duo of the body lotion and body wash. Oh my gosh. And, just a bunch of other health related products. So if whatever you need more information on, hair care, Axio, Omega probiotic, just let us know in the chat, and not in the chat, on the comments, and we will get that to you. But you're probably in one of 3 categories right now. I'm going to stop my screen share here. You're probably in one of 3 categories right now. You're thinking, okay, Allie, that's really interesting, but I'm a little skeptical. I want to do my own research. And I get that completely. I want you to do your due diligence. If that's you, just comment more info. You may be like, you know what? I hear ya, and I need to get on these products right now. I should have been on them yesterday. So send me a link to order. If that's you, just comment, I'm ready, and someone will get in touch with you. Last, you may be seeing this and you may be thinking, wow, I know many people who would benefit. I could see sharing this information. And if that's the case, comment business or biz, and we'll, get in touch, and you can take a look at the business opportunity. It never hurts to take a look. So I guess that's it. If you have questions, please just comment, and I'm happy to answer any questions, or someone else in the Wellness Rev community will answer your questions. And thank you for being here. Please don't take your health for granted. And I guess that's it. Good night.